Coming up, tragedy strikes in Minnesota after a school shooting. The National Guard may be in Chicago soon. Church pastors arrested for alleged multi-million-dollar fraud. Plus, the Bears get their roster set. Why are people obsessed with pumpkin spice? And the March of the Flamingos at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago. This is your Fox 32 Week in Review.
Family, friends, school officials, and more came out for a vigil tonight. Here's what we know so far. In total, 2 children were killed, an 8- and 10-year-old. 17 other people are recovering from injuries, most of them children. All of those injured are expected to survive. The shooting happened during Mass in the church, marking the first week of school. Officials say the shooter fired through the window, armed with a rifle, a shotgun, and pistol. They were purchased legally. The shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound and had no prior criminal history. Officials are calling it an act of domestic terrorism and hate crime charges targeting schools.
New tonight, a vigil just wrapped up to pray for the victims and families impacted by the shooting. Hundreds gathering together in Richfield, Minnesota to show their support. Our Kennedy Hayes joining us now from Minnesota. Kennedy, the community now begins the healing process.
Scott, Dawn, what was supposed to be a peaceful mass this morning quickly turned into every parent's nightmare, and investigators say it all started right here around 8:30 this morning at this church when a shooter opened fire directly through the stained glass windows here at the church, turning what should have been a sanctuary into a scene of terror. And as you mentioned, a growing memorial here right now as the community grieves from this tragedy.
We're so grateful to all of the faculty and the teachers at Annunciation. The way that they acted during severe threat and danger was nothing short of heroic. This is a tragic and horrible event that should never occur.
Investigators say 2 students, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, died. 14 other children were injured, along with 3 adult parishioners who were attending the mass. Police say the shooter, 23-year-old Robin Westman, used a rifle, shotgun, and pistol, firing dozens of rounds from outside the church. All of the weapons were legally purchased, and according to investigators, they were bought recently. The gunman then took their own life behind the church. Court records from Dakota County, Minnesota, show a then 17-year-old called Robert Westman was granted a name change to Robin in 2019, with the court writing, quote, minor child identifies as a female. And as for a motive, police say that's still unclear. Tonight, Minneapolis police officials say there are search warrants for the suspect's home and a car, and one of the kids who was inside the church described what happened.
My friend ran, someone helped him run out. He saw him, he was wearing all black, and he had a ski mask on. And my friend Victor, he was laying on top of me, making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
Investigators do believe that the shooter acted alone. President Trump has ordered all flags to be flown at half-staff nationwide, and Pope Leo has also offered his condolences.
National Guard troops have been patrolling the nation's capital for over 2 weeks now in an effort to curb crime. Their reputation, effectiveness, reception, I should say, have been getting some mixed reviews. The mayor of D.C. says the federal presence has led to fewer gun crimes, homicides, and carjackings, but has also led to a, quote, break in trust between police and the community.
We know having masked ICE agents in the community has not worked, and National Guards from other states has not been an efficient use of those resources.
According to a new poll from the Associated Press and the University of Chicago, 2/3 of the public think crime is a major problem in the U.S., but only 1/3 support a government takeover of any police department. The president, meanwhile, is once again going after Governor Pritzker. He posted this on social media, Truth Social, today, saying Chicago had 6 murders this weekend and that Pritzker still doesn't want his help, writing, quote, the people are desperate for me to stop the crime, something the Democrats aren't capable of doing.
Well, the two have certainly been trading jabs over the possible deployment of National Guard troops here in Chicago.
And now we're learning a different surge of federal agents could arrive in the area as early as next week. Political reporter Paris Schutz is here with details on the plan. Paris?
Yeah, Terrence and Scott. Now, CNN is reporting that the operation is separate from the president's crime crackdown with the National Guard, which he alluded there in that social media post. The president's border czar, Tom Homan, confirms that a local military base will be used for ICE operations.
And how many ICE agents are you anticipating on the ground there with National Guard troops? I assume we will also use that naval base as a hub?
I know, but I'm not going to say it. We're not going to tell you how many resources we're going to send to the city. We don't want the bad guy to know what we're sending. It'll be a large contingent.
So a little vague there from Homan. Now, the Great Lakes Naval Station is where they are reportedly going to have their home base. It's an hour north of Chicago. A base spokesperson there has confirmed that the Trump administration has requested, quote, limited support for DHS operations from September 2nd through the 30th. Now, state and local officials say they haven't received any communication from the White House, but during a virtual briefing this morning, Chicago leadership said they are preparing.
When it comes to the National Guard, look, these people work for the federal government. When we think about protocol for them, their rules of engagement are different from that of local law enforcement. So what we would do is just try to communicate to everyone to keep it peaceful, try not to obstruct or become physical with federal agents or members of the National Guard. That's one way to keep the peace.
Now, Superintendent Selling also stressed his officers are not going to assist ICE agents who attempt to conduct raids, nor will Chicago cops ask for immigration status of crime victims or anyone seeking help. Police supervisors will also be dispatched to record or respond to any reports of immigration enforcement. One more note. The National Guard, if they're deployed, they do not have arresting authority. And Scott, there are a lot of details we aim to get from the White House and from DHS. Will they be armed? A lot more to come on this.
A Chicago police officer is suing the city, claiming he was subjected to racial attacks by fellow officers.
Now, the accusations against the department include a bigoted cartoon of a black man with a gun pointed at his own head. A federal civil rights lawsuit filed this week claims that back in March, Chicago police officer Anthony Banks was answering a disturbance call on the west side when he says he encountered a heated exchange between a pregnant woman and a fellow officer. At one point, that officer allegedly bumped the woman. Officer Banks intervened, separating the two. Later, he was confronted by his fellow officers.
Goes back to the station, and then he gets encircled by a group of officers that were there at the scene, saying to him, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And go back to where you came from, and then using the N-word.
Banks complained about the encounter to a superior who filed a report which was allegedly leaked online. He later received on his work-issued cell phone a racially charged image. We won't broadcast the image, which is a caricature of a black man with a gun to his mouth suggesting he take his own life. Banks's attorney recounts the moment his client opened the attachment.
I don't think he had words to describe. I don't think he has words to describe it. Just horrific. That for him it was a horrific experience and invoked a lot of fear.
The suit alleges the city failed to protect Officer Banks from workplace discrimination and a hostile work environment. After taking medical leave citing emotional distress, Officer Banks is back on the job and hopes the lawsuit enacts change within the department.
African-American officers know there's a lot of racism at that department, and what he wants to do is try to make a difference in this and let officers know they can come forward and they don't have to be so terrified to come forward and break the silence.
Banks's attorney tells me they are asking the FBI to conduct their own investigation. The Chicago Police Department does not comment on pending litigation.
Nobody knows the troubles I see, Lord.
A moving ceremony today honoring the legacy of Emmitt Till. It was 70 years ago today. 2 white men kidnapped, beat, and lynched the 14-year-old in Mississippi. People came out to Burr Oak Cemetery to reflect at his and his mother's grave, Mamie Till. In 1955, 2 white men dragged him from his bed, tortured him, shot him, and dumped his body in the Tallahatchie River with a cotton gin fan around his neck. An all-white jury set them free. His mother kept the casket open so the world could see.
I always remember the pain and the grief that I saw my cousin Mamie going through, because I lived in the house when the word came that Emmitt's body had been found. I saw the grief and the fear and the hope when they said that he had been taken, but that pain that penetrated when the body had been found and under the conditions. So I saw his mother, for all those years that she lived, cried every single day.
The Friends of Burr Oak are now pushing to make their graves National Historic Sites. A state hearing is happening on October 24th.
In a 12-7 vote with one abstention, the Chicago Board of Education voted to approve next year's budget. Had they rejected it, it would have been an unprecedented move by the Board of Education. According to state law, a spending plan needed to be in place by tomorrow. So tonight's vote, which came 5 hours after the Board of Ed meeting began, avoided a shutdown. In the boardroom, we heard from dozens of speakers, including parents, teachers, and elected officials. Twice, board members tried to delay the vote, prompting further discussion. One of the main sticking points has been how to manage borrowing and spending. CPS is facing a ballooning deficit and is working to close a $734 million gap. The district proposal that's now been approved pushes a $175 million pension payment onto the city to handle, along with the expectation of $379 million in TIF surplus revenue. After tonight's meeting, we heard from two of the board members who say this decision puts students first.
Incredibly exciting that we got to this past budget. School will be in session tomorrow. School will be in session after Labor Day. So it's a really joyous occasion for us. And I think the most important thing is that elected members stood together today to ensure that the voice of the people of Chicago, we were elected by the people of Chicago, that voice came through on our board today.
Make no mistake, the elected members of the board spoke. And we spoke loudly, and we spoke on behalf of the people that voted for us and the constituents of Chicago to say that we're not going to make a payment for an MBA-ABF that we are not responsible for, and we're not going to take out loans because we don't need to right now. Our CEO presented a budget that was balanced, that kept kids in schools, that kept the school day and the school district moving forward. That's the right thing, and we did the right thing today.
Now, this is not the outcome the Chicago Teachers Union or Mayor Brandon Johnson was hoping for. They wanted the district to front that pension payment and take out a high-interest short-term loan to cover it. Reaction continues to come in tonight, and we expect to hear from more stakeholders overnight and tomorrow.
Well, two church leaders with ties to Florida, they're now facing some federal charges.
Authorities say the duo ran a money laundering scheme under the guise of the Kingdom of God Global Church.
Kylie Jones, from our sister station in Tampa, has the disturbing details.
We are just outside the gates of an Ocala neighborhood, and investigators say that just beyond those gates, one of the homes was operating as a call center where these workers were not being paid and were told to solicit money in donations, otherwise they would face punishments. Investigators say workers were recruited by the leader of the Kingdom of God Global Church, David Taylor, who allegedly claims to be Jesus' best friend and to have had multiple face-to-face encounters with God. Now, Taylor also allegedly recruited people to work as his personal servants, making them bring women to him and to make sure those women took Plan B emergency contraceptives. If the servants refused, then they would be punished just like the call center workers if they didn't raise enough money each day. Investigators say the church's executive director, Michelle Brannon, was in charge of enforcing the punishments that Taylor would command. People living in this neighborhood say typically the home didn't have a lot of activity, but when they first moved in, they said they noticed quite a few cars coming and going.
There was just other traffic and activity that never seemed to make a lot of sense. Some big, what do you call black cars, just from bumper to bumper, just a black Suburban with opaque windows that you cannot see in or out of, and they were coming and going a lot.
Investigators say Taylor would command punishments via text messages, one of which read, quote, "I want those in Ocala who's supposed to be doing their work but are not punished and out in the garage and their food taken away." Now, Taylor and Brandon both had separate court appearances today, even as raids unfolded in other states like Texas, Missouri, and Michigan.
Coming up, the Bears lineup is set. Pope Leo gets a ping pong table from Chicago. And the celebration of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Tough decisions were made at Hallis Hall earlier today as it was cut down day in the NFL. All 32 teams across the league have finalized their initial 53-man roster, and the Bears, of course, had to make some key and very important moves. Cassie Carlson up at Lake Forest with the latest.
Bears general manager Ryan Poles said this training camp they increased competition and intensity, which made for some tough decisions like cutting 2023 draft picks Zach Pickens and Tyler Scott in order to make room for someone like undrafted free agent wide receiver Jahdae Walker.
Where they walked into where they are today, I mean, the discussion was developmental, and then they kind of put themselves a little bit ahead of that curve. So that receiver group, which made letting Tyler Scott go today difficult, but we have to stay true to competition and true to talent, not where guys are drafted.
All day Jahdae, that's the man. He brings a lot of energy to the organization. You know, every single day he comes in and works tremendously hard, and you know he's got that chip on his shoulder.
A strong run game will make the offense more efficient. Travis Homer will start on IR, and they're hoping to get Kyle Monungai and Roshan Johnson back soon, as DeAndre Swift was the only back at practice today.
He's got that ability to be a spark for us, and I've known that for years about the guy. I mean, he's particularly when we're a little bit stale coming out of the gate. He wants to be that guy to get us back on track, and I think that's what the good running backs do in this league.
Being real intentional about everything. I didn't really change too much about myself or how I'm approaching anything myself every single day. Just excited for the new opportunity with the new staff and the new guys we have on this offense.
When it comes to the starting left tackle, Johnson said he's not ready to name a starter yet, even as Braxton Jones continues to get the majority of the reps with the ones, and Theo Benedict and Karan Amagaji both make the 53-man roster.
We feel good about the guys we have in that room. Someone's going to take the bull by the horns and is going to completely take over, but we're not afraid to make a change if the performance isn't where it needs to be.
What part of that is you're dealing with some projections with Braxton coming back from injury, so you're like, all right, how close is he going to be to his normal self? You have some young players that are developing. You have a rookie moving over to different positions, so there's a lot of projection built into that.
Jalen Johnson will come off the non-football injury list, and Ryan Poles said they are pushing for him to be ready for week 1, but they are taking it day by day as he is dealing with a soft tissue injury.
The NFL season is kicking off in just 1 week, and it's packing some game-changing tech upgrades on the gridiron.
Madison Allworth has the play-by-play on the changes to the chain gang.
The new NFL season is going to look very different. Instead of the first down measurement being done on the field by the chain gang, it's going to be done up in the booth, away from the fans. I got a behind-the-scenes look at what to expect. Football season is around the corner, and this year you will be seeing brand new tech as a part of the game.
For the first time, virtual measurements rolling out. So it's a substitution for the chains, adds efficiencies to the game so we can get back to the action as quick as possible.
That means the chain gang will not be running out to measure whether the team made a first down. Instead, 6 dedicated Hawkeye cameras will triangulate the exact measurements and decide in about 40 seconds. Referees still have to spot the ball, but then the technology steps in.
And this is what ultimately gets output to broadcast as well as the in-stadium.
It's already used in tennis and soccer, and it's going to be coming to new sports soon.
You'll start to see it pop up in the NBA, in basketball. We're working very closely with the NHL.
Sony already works closely with the NFL. Their replay system is a key part of the game, and they let me test that out with a non-regulation size ball.
We want to make sure that we're securing the catch, which looks like it was done, and we got 2 feet clearly in bounds.
Change is constant, but also people constantly hate change. What do you say to them?
You can't please all the people all the time, I assume, is what you always say, but I do think it's a different experience, but it's going to be a better experience.
For now, Sony's Hawkeye virtual measurement will just do first downs. It doesn't decide touchdowns, fouls, or other plays.
Our friends over at Block Club Chicago, they always have a finger on the pulse of what is trending around the city, and they're back this morning to talk about a few local headlines. Jamie Nesbitt-Golden with Block Club Chicago is here. Jamie, I love these topics. The first is the Museum of Broadcast
Yes.
in Chicago here has a pop-up, and tell people what they can anticipate with that.
So it's going to be launched on, I believe, Johnny Carson's 100th birthday.
How fun.
And the exhibit runs through January 2027. People will be able to see like artifacts from his set, learn a little more about the history of The Tonight Show. It should be really fun. I think it launches October 24th.
Okay.
And also there will be another exhibit where it will like explores like the evolution of late night TV, where you get to see everything from Steve Allen to Arsenio Hall, which is like my generation,
Sure.
where I grew up. So it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited
And
to
so
see
timely too,
Yeah.
because we have the news with Stephen Colbert and
Yes.
maybe the decline of viewership in those late night
right,
shows.
Right, and also you know more people are sort of going to alternative streaming sites to sort of get their late night fixes now. So.
Okay, the next one I love too. These are like the best 7 really small restaurants. I'm talking like 8 seats, 15 seats here in Chicago.
So like it's really cool to see like these really small, intimate spaces where people are just like, you know, like and it's all about the experience of that. It's about sharing a meal and in these close quarters.
Yes.
But like so I think the smallest is Tom Yum Cafe in Lakeview, which I think has like 10 to 12 seats, but really popular. On the larger side is MFK, which has like 25 seats. Again, like the idea is, you know, for these like to give diners an experience.
And what I love too about your list is that it's a variety of price points. You have Michelin star chefs and their restaurants, but you also have the one that you mentioned in Lakeview, which,
which
you
is
know,
like
also offers takeout.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
it's a really cozy kind of hole in the wall, but again, like people like really gravitate towards it.
Yeah, it's super fun and clean and nice.
Yeah.
And then finally, this is great. I mean, okay, so people love Wordle, right? And so this Chicago dad created a new game, and he kind of just did it for himself, but now it's become really popular.
And he used AI to launch it, which is really interesting. So there's a tool called Claude that Sandy Weiss, the founder of Rattle, used to launch this game earlier this year. 7,500 subscribers now, but it's kind of like this really low stakes version of Wordle where you're like using anagrams and semantics to sort of figure out clues, I think. I've not played it yet,
Okay.
but my friends have and they swear by it.
Well, you know, it looks like, okay, because they give you a clue. See, that's the word at the bottom. And then it's a ladder, I guess, kind of way of playing it, which I would have to see it
and
myself
it's all
too.
out of order. So like so it's kind of hard to explain when my friends tell me about it. But again, they say it's really low stakes. There's no time limit. You can play older puzzles and newer puzzles. And it's a complete time suck if you're really into it.
And Paul Rudd, I think, also endorsed
Yeah.
it, which I love that guy. He's so super cute, so that's
It's
fun.
adorable, yeah.
And then there was a podcaster that has over 1 million followers that also mentioned it, and I guess it's picked up in popularity because of that.
So I can't remember the name of the podcaster right now, but I believe it has like 1 million subscribers, and Rattle got a lot of burn off of that.
So check it out. If you're done with Wordle, check out Rattle, created by a Chicago guy. So it's got to be good, right? It's got to be. Jamie,
like I'm already stuck on the spelling bee, so it's really hard for me to.
I didn't pass the first round of the spelling bee, Jamie, so I feel your pain.
Killer Spin first sent a ping pong table to Pope Francis. That was in 2016. And now they've done it again, this time for Pope Leo with a bigger mission behind it. And this is a video of that exchange. Chicago-based luxury table tennis company Killer Spin has once again served up a very unique gift to the Vatican, a custom-designed ping pong table made just for Pope Leo. The table features his name in gold, a 4-star Chicago emblem in red, and even the papal insignia printed on its surface. It took about 4 weeks to get this all done. Killer Spin's founder, Robert Blackwell Jr., personally delivered the table after a Vatican mass, joined by Chicago Alderman Bill Conway. He handed the Pope a proclamation from the city. In a 5-minute conversation with the Pope, Blackwell says he got the sense that Pope Leo knows his way around a ping pong paddle.
You know, he picked up the paddle, and I could kind of tell he knows how to play a little bit. I heard he's a tennis player. So that was it. But it was really nice meeting him. I didn't want to take a lot of his time. It was just kind of my pleasure meeting him, telling there are people in Chicago that care about him and appreciate him, and which is true. We just tried to figure out a date, and then we took a table we have. It's called the Pie. It's really one of the high-end tables that we had, and we customized it for the Pope. We put this pearlescent finish on it, and we just customized that table, which it took a couple weeks, but then we had to ship it over to the Vatican and, you know, make sure that it was shipping proof.
And those tables go from anywhere from $3,000 all the way up. Alderman Bill Conway of the 34th Ward is the first Chicago elected official to meet Pope Leo.
It's so beautiful here, and they are preparing for those thousands of people who are going to come here to witness the unveiling of that statue, Pilgrim Mother, Our Lady of Guadalupe. It comes all the way from Mexico, and it will be unveiled here tonight. Here in Des Plaines, this is where its world tour will begin. They're calling it The Arrival of Pilgrim Mother. It's a life-size sculpture blessed in Mexico City, on tour to observe the upcoming 500th anniversary of the first time she appeared to Juan Diego in Mexico City, according to the faithful. The shrine here depicts that scene where the Virgin Mary visited Juan Diego in 1531, according to the faithful. The exhibit from Mexico will be on display here through the month of September, including original music and narrated stories. Those thousands of people are expected to travel here to see it.
This moment that is very special because in January I went with Cardinal Blaise Cupich to Mexico City, and in that trip we began this idea of having La Virgen Peregrina, the Pilgrim Mother, come to Chicago to begin the work of reaching out to all people of faith, but more importantly people in search of hope and love. That's the point of the presentation and the exhibit that we have.
And it is the point of the place here as well, always open to the public. People visit it daily, and they are accustomed to hosting thousands of people here. Every December 12th, up to 300,000 people travel here to visit the depiction that is already here. After the Mass tonight, after the unveiling, then people can see that exhibit from Mexico through the month of September. It is free.
Coming up, explaining the obsession with pumpkin spice, the band Oasis and their exclusive pop-up in Chicago, and what on earth is WhirlyBall?
Hey, there are many reasons pumpkin spice is so popular.
So for one, it ignites feelings of nostalgia, but it can also awaken the senses. Marianne Rafferty is breaking down the science for us.
It's that time of year again, with several major coffee chains and grocery stores already rolling out their lineups of pumpkin spice flavored drinks and treats.
The pumpkin spices are just amazing. They remind us of the fall, right? When the weather starts to cool off, they remind us of the holidays.
But besides igniting feelings of nostalgia, Dr. Steve Talcott, food chemistry professor at Texas A&M University, says the spices found in many pumpkin spice blends have compounds that can really awaken the senses.
We have these wonderful natural compounds like clove. We have a compound called eugenol, which is it's a terpene. It's very cooling and a cooling sensation in your mouth. You have compounds like cinnamylaldehydes that are found in cinnamon, that kind of spicy flavor that you get. It's kind of biting, but it's also very seasonal.
They may even promote certain health benefits.
There are many polyphenols. Those compounds are natural antioxidants, as well as terpenes, these flavor compounds, these volatile compounds that also have known health benefits. So these health benefits could be everywhere from cardiovascular health to lowering inflammation to even improving our cognitive health. You may find that you maybe have a little serotonin boost after you drink a latte that has pumpkin spice in it, because it's just firing all the neurons in your brain and giving this massive mental stimulation that goes along with the caffeine in coffee.
And while pumpkin spice gets many people primed for autumn, the official first day of fall isn't until September 22nd.
More than, I'm going to say 40. They're way back there. There was probably like 14 when we first showed up, but I'm going to say probably about 40 or 50 people. But there's been some movement, you guys. The doors don't actually open until 10 a.m., but now there's movement. We've got a line over here, some for tickets, because you can get a ticket like for a window to go in and shop this exclusive Chicago merchandise, or you wait in line like these fair people. These fine people have been waiting here for about 2 hours. Let's go talk to some of them. So this is in Wicker Park. It's on Milwaukee. This is Victor. Hey, Victor.
How's it going?
You're a big Oasis fan.
Huge.
How big?
I was at the show in Toronto last week, so I'm going to 2 shows.
Maybe you know Mike Kaplan's friend. Our meteorologist just said that he knows somebody that went to Toronto.
Maybe.
How was the show in Toronto?
It was amazing. Best concert I've ever been to.
Ever been to, and now you're going again?
Yes.
Wow, you are a super fan.
Yeah,
that
really
ain't cheap.
excited. No, definitely not. Bought the tickets like over almost a year ago now. Very expensive.
Like when it first came out.
Yeah.
How many Oasis, is this your only Oasis concert you've ever been to?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm not old enough to have gone.
You're not old enough. I didn't think so, but you know, you never know. What are you looking for in the shop, and have you peeked? Have you tried to get a glimpse of what's in there?
Haven't had a peek, but I'm definitely looking for the Adidas stuff.
Yeah, because that collab's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Like T-shirts or a jacket or something?
I really like the black jersey that they have with the Live 25 on the back.
Okay, and that ain't cheap either, is it?
No.
How much is it?
A little over 100.
Yowzas. All right. Well, and you're waiting in line, so time is money, pal. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I started my journey Downers Grove in the suburbs this morning. Took the train and took the bus, and now I'm here. So
you had to get up at what time?
5:45.
That's dedication. Okay. Well, you're gonna have a great show on Thursday too.
I'm sure of it.
All right. Let's go down the line. Here we go. We're cooking. We're cooking. Hey, bud. You've been jamming out. We saw you doing some air guitar earlier.
Oh yeah, I was. That's how I got into Oasis.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about your love for the band and why they mean so much to you.
I mean, I think I like Liam's attitude, like he doesn't care, and that's pretty cool. I also like Noel. He looks pretty chill, but he also is a great singer by himself.
When did you find the band Oasis?
Like 3 years ago.
Now, do you know every song?
I wouldn't say I know every song, but I know a good amount.
I know Wonderwall.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Fair weather fan. They're great, right? Yeah. They're great. So what are you hoping to get? You're an Adidas fan. Are you hoping to get some Adidas stuff too?
Yeah, I want to get the light blue kit, maybe the Sambas, and also a poster.
The what?
The Sambas. The shoes.
Oh, this shoe. Oh, there's shoes in there too. Okay, I was unclear about that. Okay, that's very cool. Are you surprised by the turnout?
Not really. I expected a huge crowd.
And this stuff is different than what you're going to be able to get in Soldier Field, right?
I think so, maybe. I'm not sure.
Have you ever done this? Have you ever gotten up early just to go get some merch?
No, not really.
Is it fun?
It's quite boring, but it's all right.
But it's about to be fun in like an hour, right? Because doors open at 10.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for talking.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Look at this. Just take one last little peek. If anybody wants to wave. Hi, look at that. They're all waiting. It's a very respectful crowd. You've all had your coffee or your tea or whatnot. There's been some snacks out here because this is what you got to do if you're a super fan. You hold out. This is on Milwaukee Avenue in Wicker Park, and it's open until September, so you got some time.
The beautiful beaches and small towns of Michigan, of course, are just a drive away.
Jill Halpin is the founder and chief beach officer at mymichiganbeach.com, and she's here with some great weekend ideas for us. Good morning to you. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Okay, so let's talk about this new interactive Michigan travel map that you guys have. What can people find with it?
So what it is, it's a one-stop shop for planning your Michigan travel. It's an interactive map, and it's got icons featuring everything from wineries and beaches and road trips and natural wonders. Anything that you want is right there. It's updated seasonally, so we'll have fall color drives, we'll have things to do in the winter, skiing, everything. And all you need to do is click on the icon, takes you to a complete travel map. And you've got everything you need right there. And those guide, a travel guide, and it's got everything from ADA accessibility, the best things to see, do, where to eat, where to stay, dog-friendly things like that, which is always very important. So we're getting a lot of really positive feedback.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, I really had not discovered Michigan growing up in central Illinois until I married my husband, who's from Michigan, and now I feel like I've been to all corners of the state. They're all lovely.
Yeah, they are.
If people want like a quick getaway, they don't have a lot of time, what would you recommend?
I'm going to say for a quick last-minute getaway from Chicago, Grand Haven is a great spot. It's such a fun spot. It's family-friendly. It's also great for couples. Beautiful, beautiful Lake Michigan beaches there. There's also a boardwalk, really cute town to explore with good restaurants and cute shops. That's a great spot. And it's only about 2.5 hours.
Okay, so that's a good spot to go. But what about like the secret hidden gems? Do you have any on your top of your mind where you're like, oh, that's a good spot that nobody really knows about?
I absolutely think one place everybody needs to go, and they kind of skip it, is Old Mission Peninsula. Absolutely beautiful. It's part of Traverse City, but it's this 18-mile peninsula that juts out into the bay, and there's wineries. It's just stunning. It's a beautiful place. And then another one is Oscoda over on Lake Huron, right about here. gorgeous beaches. They're a little bit shallow. The water's crystal clear. Really fun spot.
Okay, so you have a sweepstakes coming up because you mentioned the Old Mission Peninsula, and
Yes.
I know that staying there is not cheap. That's why I have never been there. But people can stay there for free. Tell us about this.
Yes, so to celebrate the interactive travel map, we've partnered with Chateau Chantal, which is on Old Mission Peninsula. It's a luxury, beautiful winery, really beautiful spot. And we're giving away an opportunity to win 2 nights there or a wine dinner, which they have gourmet wine dinners, just amazing. The winery is set on a hill, and you see beautiful vistas of Lake Michigan, gorgeous scenery, sort of the rolling hills. It's just so beautiful. And then we've also got an opportunity to win 1 night at a beachfront hotel in Oscoda. So that's perfect too, and you can enter right on mymichiganbeach.com, right on the website.
You know, we're going to have you come back for the fall. So we got to get the fall feel too, because Lake Michigan beaches, but goodness, the colors in Michigan, especially you were saying you go to northern Michigan often. There's nothing like it.
Oh, they're stunning. It's just gorgeous. And interestingly enough, fall is actually as popular for Michigan travel as summer is for us. We have almost 500,000 people visiting the website looking for places to go in the fall.
And even the ski resorts in the winter.
Yes,
We've
yes.
been up to the ski resort.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Owned by some of the larger ski resorts out in Utah. I mean, they are fabulous for families.
They're great. For me, I've been skiing for 40 years. I still ski the Green Hills, but I've got family members
I'm with you.
who
Let's
are
go.
way
Bunny Hills.
way better than me, and they do fine too. So it's something
really
for
special.
everybody.
For the first time ever, I get to WhirlyBall. I'm sure you guys have done it before. With me now is the CEO of WhirlyBall, Adam. Thanks for having us in.
Thanks for having me.
What is WhirlyBall?
Well, WhirlyBall is the most fun you can have going 4 miles an hour. It's a combination of basketball, lacrosse, and hockey, all rolled into one in bumper cars. 2 teams of 5 play with a wiffle ball. And the goal is to shoot in the center of what looks like a back of a basketball backboard.
We just scored again. Our team's really good.
We have a really good team.
We have a really good team.
And you've scored a couple times today.
Did twice, but who's counting? Who is this for?
It's for anyone who's 54 inches and taller. It's all about leveling the playing field, whether you're athletic, not. WhirlyBall, we all go the same speed. Perfect for corporate events, holiday parties, things of that kind.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something to do with the whole office or a group of your friends, perfect thing to do.
We just scored.
Yeah.
Our team just scored.
We should probably get in there soon and help them out.
So you've got a bunch of packages going on too right now, right?
We do.
Fantasy football, college football, that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, we do draft packages right now. So if you're getting your fantasy group together, come in, do your fantasy football draft with us, and then come out and get some WhirlyBall in. You can do our Play in a Pint promo we have going on. Check it out on our website for more details, or our back to school promotions as well. A lot of things now, the kids are going back to school, things to do with the family and get out and have fun.
It's going to start getting cold. You got to have something fun to do. All right, ready?
Let's do it.
High five. Here we go.
Here we go.
Watch out. Look out. Look. Look, I'm 32.
All right, guys, we're coming in.
Come on, guys. I don't think I can catch it. Let's see. Here we go. Come on, no pressure. Live television. Don't bump me. Ah! Oh my gosh, I did it. Woohoo! Yeah. Ah!
Now we can say it's
That was
official.
pretty good. Back to you guys. I'm going to keep having fun.
Coming up, the Flamingos take a nice stroll through Brookfield Zoo, some of the rarest drinks in Chicago, and the Grand Prix on Lake Michigan.
Flamingos on parade here at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago, one of the many sites you can check out. President and CEO Dr. Mike, what are we a part of right now?
So we are part of the Flamingo Parade right now, which happens a few times throughout the week, every time here at the zoo. And really, this is a chance for us to give our flamingos some exercise. It's how we move them from the inside space in the swamp to their outside pool in the formal pool. And just a great experience for our guests to be able to see these birds up close.
Well, there's no way we're going to keep up with them. I feel like I'd need to have the speed of a jaguar to do that. They're fast.
They are very fast. So they move quickly, and they're group species. So you'll find them in groups of thousands in the flocks in the wild. But they stick together. So when one sets the pace, the rest follow along behind.
Now, is this is something that they enjoy doing then, going on these walks?
It is, yeah. It's a great way of us enriching their daily life. Get some them outside, keeps them active, gives them something different to be part of every day.
You know, a lot of people ask, why are those flamingos so pink? And I'll bet you have the answer.
I do have an answer to that. So it's actually the food they eat. So the little shrimp that they consume in the wild, small crustaceans, have that carotenoid pigment that gives them their pink color. So if you took them off that diet and gave them something that did not have that pigment, they actually turn kind of a white to tan color.
Now, when they aren't going for walks and on parade here at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago, and we're waiting for them to come behind us as well, where can people find them?
So they're in the swamp, which is a great building that tells the story of wetlands throughout North America and down into the Caribbean. Really, we've got a flamingo feeding adventure that our guests can also be a part of within this building, but it's a great space to see them up close along with a lot of other really neat birds.
Now, I assume the feeding is not like the shrimp that you'd see at Red Lobster. It's different?
It is not,
okay.
Yeah. So it's a specially blended diet that we make that has those pigments added into it to make sure they keep that nice pink color.
And they are native to the United States.
They are. So the Caribbean and up into Florida, this particular species of flamingo, which is one of the largest flamingos there is, and just magnificent birds. And they're just, they've got that beak that's adapted for filter feeding and the ability to stay in that kind of nearshore wetland area and find the food they need.
Well, see the flamingos on parade here at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago.
Hidden in a quiet Ravenswood warehouse is a place that feels more like a vault than a business. I'm taking you to Rare Tea Cellar, where exotic ingredients are awaiting not only for tea, but food, and it's gonna blow your mind. Inside the doors of Magic Tea Cellar, and the brains behind all of this is Rod Marcus. Rod, thanks for having us.
Listen, thanks for coming. We're happy to have you.
This place is unbelievable. I am so visually stimulated. What are you doing back here?
So we call this our lab, and this is where we really bring in chefs and bartenders and restaurateurs from all over the world. They fly in, come, spend a couple hours with us. We work on menus, and then taste them through, our 6,000 plus ingredients.
Wow.
And 2,000 teas.
Okay, give me a little tour here. Let's start here. What are we looking at?
This is just some of my, apothecary-based stuff. We've been into the bitters business for the last 27 years, so we've got one of the largest collections of crystal bitters bottles dating back to 1910.
But it all started with tea.
It did. Then I started going to the country of origin, China, Japan, Sri Lanka, India, to get our teas, and it just opened up this massive pathway to just every estate, farmer, importer, exporter in the world. And over the years, we've kind of developed this reputation for wanting the rare and unusual.
Okay, so give me the price range of your teas. They start from this much
they start
to
about
this much.
$30 a pound, all the way up to $250,000 a pound.
$250,000, really?
So because we have vintage pu'er tea dating back to 1940 right now, and some of those go for upwards of $1,000.
I want to try a $250,000 tea. Which one is it? We're going to break one out. What makes that so expensive?
So the idea really is, it's just like fine wine. When you buy it and you cellar it, it becomes more valuable, or also it just becomes more refined. And the same thing with certain vintages of tea. This 1992 particular was a cave-aged oolong that was incredible in 92, but we aged it. We've had it in our inventory for over 25 years, and we're slowly releasing it to the public. So it's just like any other fine ingredient. Once it's gone, it suddenly becomes more valuable. And then a lot of our crazy rare sugars and salts and sesame seeds.
And they come from?
And they come from the sesame seeds, mostly coming from Japan. The cinnamons are coming from Sri Lanka, India, Egypt. And then we work with a lot of people in the Midwest too, like one of our favorite partners, Bliss. Also doing a lot of birch syrup, which is like one of the rarest syrup in the world. It goes for about $120 for an 8-ounce bottle when it's real. We've been traveling the world for the last 27 years making it happen.
This is unbelievable. I'm kind of speechless. This is amazing. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Oh, you're so
cool.
Thank you.
This is a hidden lab or you're creating some rare combinations of everything from tea to things that people can put in cocktails.
These are Okinawa sea grapes. Basically, we consider it like a vegetarian caviar. Serve this on a lot of fun Japanese menus, and also what a wonderful option for someone who's vegan or vegetarian who wants somewhat of a caviar experience. Then we've got Sakura Dream, which is one of my favorite herbal infusions of all time. 2 days a year in Kyoto and a couple other regions of Japan, they pick these flowers and basically preserve them in little pouches, and it's the closest thing to really tasting an actual Japanese cherry blossom off the tree.
What do we have next?
So this is one of my favorite new ingredients that came in. So finger lime almost looks like one of your fingers.
Okay.
And it's a lime shaped like that. And the whole idea of it is the cell structure is different than any other lime in the world. And when you traditionally have the finger lime, you literally squeeze it, and this little pulp that's in the glass will slowly come out. And this is one of my favorites. It's just gorgeous. You know, think of people using this as a garnish for oysters, using it anywhere where you would traditionally use a lime, but you want it to be super bougie. This is definitely the bougiest lime there is.
Oh my gosh, super bougie, right up my alley.
Super bougie. I mean, we got to break out the good stuff for you.
Here we go.
So we're just going to let it dance with a little sparkling water. And it's one of my favorite visual things.
Oh, I love that. It looks like a lava lamp. How cool is that?
But they literally come to life, and they'll dance for 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, you could watch this forever. Can we do a cheers? This has been one of the most fun experiences I've had, Rod. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming. Always
Rare
a pleasure.
tea sellers.
Well, it's going to be a different, more elevated experience than probably what you saw 20 years ago. But yes, quite the show going to be happening this weekend. We're talking about the Chicago Grand Prix race, and I'm with Larry Blythe. You are the Race World Offshore President. Let's talk about what people can expect, because they might not notice or might not have seen before what's going to happen on the lake.
Well, you're going to see some pretty large boats going pretty darn fast. So, you know, we have a boat behind us here that is a Super Cat. This boat, you know, he's going to run around 120, 25 miles an hour out there. And
wow.
You notice it's a canopied boat, which is done for safety. You know, these boats, with the speed they're going, and they're going side by side down the straightaways in rougher water. Hopefully it's a little choppy out here. They like chop a little bit more because it gets the boat out of the water where there's less drag, makes them go faster. So they do like it, a little bit of roughness.
Well, that's what I asked you when I first came up. I said, hey, is it okay that, you know, the water's a little bit more rough this weekend, it seems like? And you said, yeah, that's actually ideal.
Exactly.
How long have the people who are driving these boats, how many people are in there, first of all, and how much experience do they have to have before going to a speed that high?
Well, there's two people in each boat. There's a driver with a steering wheel and a throttleman that controls the throttles and the speed and all of the all the controls for trimming it and making the boat, you know, come out of the water, down, you know, keep the nose up, down. And they're looking for the buoys ahead, you know, they're talking to each other so that they're heading in the right direction to the next buoy. So there's a lot of action going on, you know, you just can't do it by one person.
So what stretch of the lakeshore are people going to see it at, like a mile radius, the race this weekend?
The best place is at Montrose, right, not on the beach side, on the opposite side, the south side of Montrose. There's the seawall all along there that we're going to be filming from. There is where our commentators are at, calling the race, which will be on live stream, which you can see at raceworldoffshore.com, on our Facebook page or on our YouTube.
Okay.
And you can watch it live. We're also going to have a Jumbotron down at Navy Pier that's going to be having it shown live, the races down there, and then other races that we've done also being shown.
Wow. Okay, you've been racing all your life. You said that it was first motorcycles, then cars, and now you're totally into this, the boat racing. All right, well, I think people are really going to enjoy it this weekend, and what a nice weather that we're going to expect, too. People can stand there, watch it from the live feed or actually stand on the lake shore. Really cool just seeing them on the trailers. Can't wait to see them actually on the water.
We're back here with my man Seth, who is helping make this happen. Seth, a few weeks away, I'm gonna take your talented hands away from the piano keys really quick. Can we give a shout out to this amazing artist who's joined us?
Over here, on cello. It's David Keller, and we're playing his piece.
David, this is amazing. Thank you for joining us, man. Really quick, what I loved about this place is what it's done for the community. I mean, this was just an abandoned 7-Eleven at an intersection, really, in Uptown. But in a couple of weeks, it's going to be a place for this entire neighborhood to come and enjoy music. What does that mean to you, and what does it mean to the community?
Oh, it's deeply personal. I know this building. I've known it for 30 years. I mean, to be in here, to be transforming this, it was a very empty, very much of an eyesore, and to turn that into a chamber music venue where there will be musical creativity, performances, and lessons, I mean, it's just incredible.
Obviously, we're putting the finishing touches on it right now. We're a few weeks from the grand opening, but what I love about it is that there's really no angle for music fans that isn't applicable here. If you want to learn music, there's going to be classes. If you want to play music, there's the opportunity to do that. If you want to watch movies that have music in it, you're going to have screenings. I mean, there's a little bit for everybody. The only caveat being you got to like music.
That's the caveat. You got to like music, and you have to be open-eared because we're going to put a lot of different kinds of things in here. We want to have a lot of different kinds of music here.
And you know what? We were talking sort of in the break, and I'm not going to put you on the spot and say what we were talking about, but there are a lot of things around this building that could make for really fun events. Like the wheels are already turning. When are you guys officially opening up?
We are opening September 13th with a festival that runs through September 28th, and people can find out more at thecheckout.org.
This has been your Fox 32 Week in Review. See you next time.